You're watching the Press Row from the Opubco Studios in Oklahoma City. I'm Mike Sherman, here with Oklahoman columnist Barry Tramel, Jenni, Carlson, and John Rohde, and we're talking about the big shakeup on the Oklahoma State football coaching staff, the arrival of a new offensive coordinator. I'll let Jenni pronounce his name.
Dana Holgorsen.
That's it, Dana Holgorsen, and he's the new offensive coordinator. Guys, first, percent chance that this was Mike Gundy's idea. John.
Well, who else would make this decision?
I got an idea
well,
who it might be.
Here's the deal. You conspiracy theorists, by the way. Boone Pickens, when it comes to sports, Boone Pickens feels the way Mike Holder tells him to feel. And when it comes to football, Mike Holder feels the way Mike Gundy wants him to feel. This better be Gundy's decision. I don't know why Holder or Boone Pickens would be having a say on who the offensive coordinator is.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's very little chance that the conspiracy is true. Maybe 5% chance that there were some other wrangling going on here. But I think in large part this is a decision that came from the head coach's office. And, you know, I think we were wondering what it would be like to call the offense and be the head coach as a young head coach. I think we've now seen that maybe there needs to be a little bit of help there. We don't know yet if that involves play calling or not on game day, but I think this was a decision that came from Gundy. I'd be really, really surprised if it came from anywhere else.
I'm with John. I don't believe in the conspiracy theory with Boone Pickens. He's got other things going on in his life, trying to get America to switch over to natural grass among them, but he wants to win. That's what he does. He doesn't claim to know how you attack a Big 12 defense. He doesn't claim to know who should be the quarterback. He just wants to win, and if Gundy doesn't win, eventually somebody else will coach the Cowboys. But until then, it's going to be football people making those football decisions.
Okay, percent chance that Gundy will still call the plays. Barry.
I think it's small, but I think there is a chance. I can't see Holgorsen coming without the responsibility of running the offense himself. So I think Gundy is prepared to hand this over to Holgorsen. But until we hear that from Gundy's mouth, I think I'd still be interested. Maybe they're paying Holgorsen enough that he would come anyway, but I don't think so.
Is this a little bit like what happened when Gundy was the offensive coordinator for Les Miles, that occasionally the plays Gundy would call would get trumped, and the head coach would say, "Nah, I want a pass here. I want to try this or try that." I think it could be a situation where Gundy's still involved with some of the planning during the week, some of the potential play calling during the game. But I think he'll have veto power maybe. But I'm with Barry. I don't think a guy leaves Houston and leaves a boss who I think very soon is going to have a chance to be a head coach somewhere other than Houston, a BCS conference school. I don't think you leave knowing that you could ride those coattails and go somewhere pretty cool in a short amount of time. I don't think he leaves if he's just going to be, a puppet.
Well, I assume every coach has veto power, maybe not Lane Kiffin, given his assistants, but here's the deal. Here's my theory. You talk about conspiracies. I think Mike Gundy saw that his defense was good. Now he actually wants to watch them during a football game instead of coaching the offense. I think that always looked funky to me, guys. He'd be, I don't mind him calling plays and working on plays, but to ignore his defense when they're out on the field always seemed a little off to me. So maybe that's what it's about. Maybe he can finally sit there or stand there and watch his defense play.
We got a couple of clues in this. One is Brandon Chapman, our OSU writer, talked to Sorensen, the hotshot quarterback down at Texarkana, and Sorensen talked a little bit about the offensive changes. So Holgorsen is not coming in to run this same offense. Number two is this. You guys know this. For years, Mike Gundy has talked about Mike Leach's offense, which is Holgorsen's background and what Holgorsen knows best, and says, hey, Leach is the only one that knows that offense. He said, I don't have any idea what he's doing. So it's not like Holgorsen could come in and put in an offense that Mike Gundy will coordinate. I don't think Gundy would even attempt to try that. So I'm pretty sure we're looking at Dana Holgorsen taking over this offense.
Speaking of the Leach connections, I wonder what's the bigger influence on this decision, no matter who made it? Is it OSU's offensive struggles late in the season, specifically in the Bedlam game and in the Cotton Bowl, or OU's struggles every time they go to Lubbock? Jenni.
I think it's OSU's offensive struggles at the end of the season. I mean, clearly there were some things that were at play that weren't necessarily related to play calling. You lose a weapon like Des Bryant, that's going to be a problem. You have guys that are getting, good passes thrown to them, and they drop the ball. I mean, you had players that were struggling to make plays. You had a quarterback who was injured. But I do think that, we've seen that Tech, under the Mike Leach system, was able to win ball games even when they maybe didn't have great talent necessarily. I think you have to have great talent and a great mind at quarterback, but I think you can win with this system even if your running backs aren't that great, your offensive line is okay. I mean, they have to be good, but they don't have to be outstanding.
I would hope that OSU is reacting to what's going on at their place, not what's going on in Lubbock. If you're going to take anything from Lubbock, bring some of those tortilla-throwing fans or whatever they throw down there. But, Barry, this better be all about OSU and what's going on there.
How about we combine the options? How about it's a reaction to what happens in Lubbock when OSU goes down there? Cowboys get lit up all the time. Frankly, they get lit up by Leach's offense in Stillwater, even though OSU usually manages to win. I tell you, the Leach offense has proved to have staying power. And if you're looking for a new shift, a new way to go, it's not a bad place to start. So Leach has shown that he can take marginal talent and succeed, and when that talent gets better, the offense gets better. I think that's what Mike Gundy's looking at.
All kinds of questions laying ahead for OSU and the offensive coordinator, including can they turn Josh Cooper into another Wes Welker? Let's watch for that. But that's all for this edition of the Press Row. You can stay with the best coverage team every day and every morning at News OK.